Hello, and welcome to the MOR Cast, the intersectionality of motherhood and entrepreneurship. I am your host, Shon-tay. This episode of the MOR Cast is entitled Being Unyielding. Unyielding is defined as not apt to give way under pressure. It is inflexible. It is firm. You know well that being a mother is no easy feat. We love our kids, but every child milestone presents a challenge and or an adjustment for the child and the mother. Today, I want to talk about being unyielding as a mom and in business. Let's get into it. Recently, I was preparing for a conference and went to my local Staples to get some supplies. I parked beside a woman who went into her trunk and got a stroller out. It was safe to assume that she had a young child because of the stroller. I didn't think much of it and went into the store to take care of my business. When I emerged from the store, I realized that the woman was not going shopping, but she had been walking her baby around the parking lot. It caught my attention, and I immediately identified with that strategy because I remember being in that place before myself. It took me back to a time when I had a child who had more energy than I needed him to, and he preferred power naps over regular naps. I also understood her strategy. Killed two birds with one stone. I understood that sometimes you have to do what you have to do. When I looked at her, I remember being that mom who was trying to get rid of the baby weight after baby number 3. And the baby was home with me, so there was no going to the gym. It was pack up the baby, take the baby for a walk, but while you're walking with the baby, get your steps in so that you can lose the weight. I thought about how as mothers, we never have the opportunity to give up. Instead, we have to make the best out of every situation, every transition, every milestone, regularly. We have to strategize, we have to reassess, and we have to redo until it works. Now, I'm sure you've been there. When I looked at that mother, I fully understood her without even having a conversation. She was getting in her exercise and making sure that her baby was sound asleep before she put him back in the car and took him home to put him to bed and then get the other tasks accomplished that were on her agenda that day. When I saw her putting him in the car, it was like saying, mission accomplished. Because sometimes, ladies, it's a mission. But like mothers, especially new mothers, who have to reassess, replan, and redo often, sometimes with every milestone, business can be the same way. Sometimes we have to strategize, we have to reassess, we have to replan, we have to redo because situations happen. Trends change. Economy changes. We are just coming out of a pandemic and threatening to go back into another one. So there's a shift. There's a change. In this season, I am encouraging you to redo, reevaluate, reassess some things if necessary. If it's got a little stale, reassess it. Look at it from a different vantage point. Reevaluate what you're doing. If it's not working, don't be afraid to say it's not working. Don't be afraid to say you need to reassess something. Don't be afraid to say, I need to shut something down or start doing something that I'm not doing. If you need to reimagine it, if you need to redo it, just do it. Because that time of reimagining and reassessing will make a difference in the life of your business and your personal life. The reassessing and reevaluating may be the difference between your success or your failure. Whatever you do not relent. Be like that mom. She was unyielding. She had to do what she had to do. So, baby was in tow, and they were walking around that parking lot. It didn't matter what other people thought or what other people said. She knew she had to get it done. And in the meantime, she was getting her steps in as well. We understand this from a business perspective as well as a mom's perspective. As you build, do not let an issue or a problem box you in. Do not be afraid to reassess, reimagine, reboot even. Whatever it requires, just do it. Persevere, make the adjustment. Don't yield to the challenges. Be unyielding.
Need some encouragement? Tune in to Test and Testimonies Friday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live on Instagram. Test and Testimonies will have you on the edge of your seat as you witness women sharing their trials and their triumphs. Test and Testimonies Friday nights on Instagram at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Talk Like God. You won't be disappointed, but you will definitely be encouraged.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of the MOR Cast on being unyielding. Ladies, adjustments will occur and may not be easy, but you can decide to be unyielding. When the adjustments come, make the shift, just as you did when your child reached a new milestone. It required you to make a shift or a change. If it's not working, try something else. If it needs improvement, improve it. Just don't get stuck. Don't be stalwart against making a change. Be unyielding about the necessity of change. If you enjoyed this episode of the MOR Cast, please share it with a friend. Connect with me here or drop me a line on Twitter at the MOR Cast. And don't forget, you're always welcome to become a supporter. Until next time.